Shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakal Kadash, giving double honor to the Apostle Elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to brothers pushing his truth and sincerity, and Kwam Yasharala. All right, so brother in the Apostle Kadash, coming to you again with another lesson. All right, and I'm talking about the Israelite foreigners. All right, because for some at this point, I was kind of, leaning toward this because you look at these false prophets, right? And the thing about them is the doctrine they teach has flaws. All right, whether it be the Gentiles, whether it be in the heathen being saved, whether it be in JC, these things they get them wrong, and it shows because it doesn't align with the rest of the scriptures. For example, the Israelite foreigners, which we used to call them confusion of faith, but the apostles and elders, they corrected that, right? So the Israelite foreigners, people who don't necessarily look like Michael Jordan. They're not always 6'5", dark skin with 4C hair texture, which is the really curly hair, right? Because you got Ephraim in Hosea tell you Ephraim is an unflipped cake. What happened to a pancake when you don't flip the other side? It stay very light. So it just goes to show you, how did Ephraim get like that? From mingling amongst the heathen. All right, all the way back to 2 Kings, the 17th chapter, where the Assyrian king he took Jake out of I forget the land name, Salakia, but took Jake out. He put the heathen in. All right, and they mingled amongst them. All right, you look at the Northern Kingdom today. How did they get so light skinned as well? Through being raped, through being conquered by the Spanish conquistadors, all right, and so forth and so forth. All right, so then you get down to today and age, or you go down to some of these South American countries and they look like so-called white people. And that's not the only, you gotta think, that's not the only time in history that happened. You go down to Chile, the Chilean people, those are Israelites, but they look like Edomites. A lot of them do. A lot of them really do. You go over there to Europe. All right, a lot of those people are Jakes. When I say Jakes, I'm talking about Israelites descending from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the bloodline of the man. All right. So yeah, there are Israelites that don't look like, they don't look like regular Israelites. They don't look dark skinned. All right. That's why they're called Israelite foreigners. They're born, even scriptures talk about the one that's born abroad. All right, but nonetheless, I'm gonna get into these scriptures. This is 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on his height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. All right. For man looketh on the outward appearance. Right. So what the Lord was getting at, this is when the Lord chose King David to start raising him up to be the king of Israel. The reason why Samuel overlooked King David is because King David was the little guy. He didn't look like a quote unquote king in his present state. He was a shepherd boy. Literally, he was a shepherd boy. His brothers worked the field. He probably didn't look that strong, realistically, right? When you're looking for a king, Samuel probably didn't look at King David. And the Lord said he don't see people the way we see people. Somebody that catch everybody's attention, somebody super muscular. All right, the skin got a perfect glow. But that could be a wicked ass nigga. Compared to the Lord, see, it just don't say it right here. It say, but the Lord looketh on the heart. All right, the Lord looketh on your heart, which the word heart, you go back to it in Hebrew, is lob, going into your mind. Right, the Lord see what your inward man. All right, the word countenance in this verse, it means sight, appearance, what is seen. We see a man countenance. All right, I can't look at a man and be like, yeah, that's a good guy. No, that's only the Lord can see an inward man. We got to try people, like the scripture say, let every friend be tried. But the Lord know who you is from the jump, whether you a snake, a conniving person, or whether you a truthful believer. He know that. That's why the Lord knew King David was the perfect fit. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah saw that King David had those good qualities that we needed. All right, Leviticus 26:33, and I will scatter ye among the heathen. So why do Jake look like these other nations? We were scattered amongst the heathen. All right, if you take a picture, the apostles brought it out a couple years ago. When you took a look at a picture of Blake Griffin's father, and look at Blake Griffin and look at Blake Griffin's son, just in 3 generations, Blake Griffin's father is dark. He's a dark-skinned man. Probably he looked bald in the picture, but he probably had a whole afro back then. You look at Blake Griffin, his mother is a white woman. He got red. He got the freckles. His hair is a lighter shade. He a light skinned man, but you could tell you could tell he's so-called black, but you could tell he kind of mixed, or he a light skinned dude. You look at Blake Griffin's son. Blake Griffin had a baby with a white woman. His son looked like a straight Edomite. So it goes to show you, when we were scattered amongst, like I said, that's just one event. Imagine when we were scattered, like the scripture just went into in 70 AD, when we fled to the mountains, which was West Africa. Hey, you don't think Jake picked up some of those Hamite customs? You don't think you still got Israelites over? You got a bunch of Israelites over there in West Africa. And then you don't think Jake went up to Europe and had babies with white women? You don't think Jake fled east and went to China and Beijing? And Jake he's scattered amongst the heathen. The Lord didn't say amongst a certain heathen. He said just scattered amongst the heathen. All right, it says, and withdraw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste. Desolate meaning desert of people. So the people of the scriptures, we not in the Holy Land no more. We've been scattered amongst the heathen. All right, so when the scriptures talk about those that's born abroad, which it means those born outside of Israel, at this point in history, that's all of us. We all really Israelite foreigners. We don't wear our real custom clothing. These clothes I'm wearing right now, this is really American culture, truth be told. We weren't wearing things like this in Israel. I mean, they still clothes, don't get me wrong, but we've all picked up heathen customs. Now, do we worship idols, so forth and so forth? No. All right, that's where it start going off. But come on, you don't think you had Jake's? We know this. You had the Israelites sewing the foreskin back on their rod in Greece, in the Greek dynasty. They said, let us go and join hand in hand with the heathen. All right, so you had Jake's in the wicked mind state even going back and going, they started to pick up these customs. What does that do? Like Apostle Hart said, you get one of the Northern Kingdom brothers and let them convert to Islam. When they convert to Islam, he said they look down there like an Arabian. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference at times. So yeah, they blend right in. And then say he wake up one day, he would be considered an Israelite foreigner. But he's not dark-skinned, 6'5". That's why this black-only doctrine that these certain camps teach is wrong. This is Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. So the Lord gonna have mercy on us. This ain't the end-all be-all. We're not gonna just be in Babylon forever. We're not gonna be scattered forever. We're not gonna be just destroyed forever, right? Because the Lord gonna have mercy on us. Bring us back into our power, right? It says, I'm gonna read it back. Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them. Set us in our own land. We're gonna go back to the land of Israel. One of these days, we're gonna be delivered and we're going back to the Holy Land. That's when all the war is gonna stop. That's when the world gonna be at peace. That's when we're gonna be in our strength and our power. We're gonna call all Israelites and call on the name of the Lord, right? And it said, and the stranger shall be joined with thee. The stranger, talking about the Israelite foreigners. All right, whether you be of the circumcision or not, if you were Israelite, you're going back to the land of Israel, whether it be through salvation, through the chariots, or whether it be through the loins of the elect. So everybody gonna be returned, and we're gonna be returned in our, like I said, our rightful estate. It ain't gonna be no more Israelites that look like Moab and all that. That's just for now, because we are scattered. But that's why we fishing. The Lord made us fishers of men. We perceive this breakdown and we understand it. Everybody not gonna look like fucking everybody not gonna look like Michael Jordan. Just truth be told, all Israelites are not even dark skinned. All right, that was just a quick hit. I hope it was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, or Kal Kadash, giving double honors, apostles, elders, great millstone, peace and blessings, the brothers pushing his truth and sincerity and Kwam Yasharallah.